What's up with it, man? We back again for another one. Turn all the way to this damn thing. Yes, Nicki Minaj. We got Nicki Minaj turning all the way up with Bryce Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He down there in Irving, Texas. Yeah, but nah, he came straight out the gate with it. You know what I'm saying? He had some good questions. He had some pretty good questions. You know, he was trying to throw in the little trick shots on Nicki. She was like, come on, man, what you got going on, man? Nah, it was smooth. But, nah, he was asking some good questions, though. He was like, you believe in Jesus? Like, what you think about God? You know? And then, you know, at the end, he kind of like, I don't know. I really don't know Bryce Crawford. But at the end, he kind of switched the gear a little bit. I don't know if this was his plan all along, but if you watch the whole thing, it was like 50 minutes. You watch the whole thing, he started off good, you know what I'm saying? She got down to where she's from, Trinidad, and then she said she moved to Southside Jamaica, Queens, New York City. How she grew up, you know, it was a pretty abusive, you know what I'm saying, household. Apparently her peoples was getting to it. And she was just basically saying she didn't know that shit was like she didn't know cops being around and shit was not normal. Like, cops was always around. She didn't know that shit was not normal, but her grandma grew her up in church and she would always be in church. And so that's how she learned about Jesus and God. And that's how she just, like, it just connect, you know what I'm saying, with her. Like, nowadays, like, she talked about discernment and how, like, she loved going to church. And how she be like looking from within, you know, if God sending her signs and stuff like that, then she gonna listen. But Bryce Crawford, I mean, like, those are some pretty good questions. But then the way I'm not gonna say he flipped it, like he was trying to like intentionally get her caught up on, you know, it's like some type of weird shit. But he was just asking her straight up about the music industry or about the industry in general. And she was, I think she answered to the best of her ability. I think she did good. She answered to the best of her ability. She came through and she just said straight up, like, you know, it is some demonic shit that go on. But if you want to say like Illuminati and all that shit, I can't really say who, you know. But it do be some powerful groups, powerful people. We all know that, but we can't just put a name on it and say Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, that's basically what, like, where she was getting at. Like, yeah, it's some powerful people. I don't know what their name is, but people have had put me in predicaments to where they tried to stop me from getting my shine on my paper. And I feel like she knew. I feel like she knew this shit was coming. You know what? When he first started an interview or a podcast, it was smooth. He was talking about Jesus. All of a sudden, it was like a little switch that was kind of heating up. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like heating up a little bit. Like, because at one moment, he asked her some shit like, has something ever happened to you? Some shit like that. And she was like, yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? With them eyes, like, yeah, what you gotta ask me? Come on, man. What is it? And, I mean, that was a pretty cool podcast. I fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? She had that big ass puffer jacket on. She down here in Texas. It's raining right now, but she had that puffer. I hope they had some air conditioner on in there for her. But nah, she did good. Bryce Crawford, he did good. She ain't really say no names, but I do remember what she said. People in the rap industry or the music industry are pretty vindictive. Like, if you don't want to work with them, then they gonna try to make you not get your shine on with nobody else. And I do remember Academics saying one time about Lil Baby, him not being able to he didn't want to work with Live Nation because they was lowballing him or something. Like, they was trying to pay him $200 a show when he usually get $300 a show. So he went with somebody else to get the $300. But Live Nation was in the background, you know what I'm saying, manipulating the deals and trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure Lil Baby don't get his money and shit like that. So she said herself, you know what I'm saying, she seen this shit happen to people. You know, it be people out there like on some weird shit, you know, talking down. She seen that side of it. But she really just came off like a wise, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say old person, but she came off like a wise, mature rapper in the rap industry. And I think she was I think she kept it pretty smooth, you know what I'm saying? Still being in the industry and all that, I think she kept it pretty smooth. She didn't give him no name. She didn't call out Jay-Z. She didn't say nothing about Drake. She did say that it did take her a year. Well, she asked God for a sign to I guess she was like she was finna give up on rap, and it took her a year. She was like, I'm gonna just do this for one more year, God. Come on, like show me if this is for me. And I guess within that time period, she had met Lil Wayne. So all this was happening before she not before she got on, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had finally got, you know what I'm saying, in the dough, and then all this crazy shit started happening. But she didn't want to get no name. She didn't want to say like Illuminati was real and all that shit. But she did say it is some demonic shit going on, like worshiping, like materialistic stuff. And if she had the chance to go back to try it all over again, I think she would have. I think that's basically where she was getting at. Like she would have did it different because she see what it caused, But at the end of the day, she said she was very outspoken. If they were trying to make her like do some shit that she didn't want to do, she was gonna speak up. Like all the pictures that we see of her, like in bikini tops and shit like that, she probably was thinking like, I probably do want to do this at the end of the day. Like they not really forcing me because I would probably do some shit like this anyway. I think that's where she was getting at. Like nobody was really coercing her or manipulating her to show her body and do all this shit, but because at the end of the day she probably was gonna do it anyway. But nah, I think it was a pretty smooth podcast. Shout out Bryce Crawford. Shout out Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with Nicki Minaj. I do think she's top 10 in rap history. You know what I'm saying? Out of men and women, I'm gonna say Nicki Minaj. She is in that conversation. She is in that category. Another woman, I think Lil' Kim. I think Lil' Kim up there. If you want to take it back a couple years. But nah, yeah. Now I was just really surprised how much she was talking about Jesus and how, you know what I'm saying, she be taking advice from God all in this 50 minutes. Like I can't imagine what type of game or type of wisdom she would have put out if the interview was longer. And I'm happy she didn't address this nigga Jay-Z, because it just shows like, bro, like this nigga is like, he on his own track. Like Nicki on her own track. Everybody is really starting to do their own little swag. I'm fucking with it. I fuck with the little Nicki Minaj. I fuck with the Nicki Minaj. Yeah.